Hello. Okay, so there we go. We are gonna look at some of the. Let me move the table. We're gonna look at some of the World War One weapons today. Really, I swear, y'all. What would I be without sneezing? Not me. Okay, so we're gonna look at some of the new like World War One weapons. Um, there's a lot. Like France is still using, swords and cavalry with horses and stuff, and other countries are too, but especially France. But other countries are too, but Freya just walked into the room. But anyway, this is really turning into a much more like modern war, okay, than what we've seen in the past. So, okay, I just got an email too. So, here's the thing. Most of these inventions come from Germany. You should not be surprised at all. Germany for like the last 100 years, even longer than that, but the last 100 years for sure. Back into the 1700s. Remember in class when we talked about Frederick the Great and his father? Um, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Frederick William. My brain died. All the way back to that time period, Germany has been militarizing. And they've been like they spent the Industrial Revolution not making, cute textile inventions, but making new guns and stuff. Okay, so it should not be a big surprise to you that Germany is going to be the one with a lot of these inventions. That being said, I'm hearing all these noises. That being said, what you're looking at in this picture right here is poison gas. Okay, I should. Well, no, it's okay. Poison gas is one of those things where some of the gases will kill you. Okay, like you and you die, right? But a whole lot of the poison gases, it's not that it would kill you. Some of the poison gases would irritate your skin and make you blister or itch. Some of the poison gases would make you giggle, like laughing gas and stuff. Some of them, like I said, were really like poisonous, like mustard gas. That was a big one. But a whole lot of them would just tear up, make you cry. Not like crying, okay, but you tear up. You can't control that your whatever, your eyes are tearing up. A lot of the poison gases are more to, oh, what's the word? What's the word? Distract. More of the poison gases, the purpose is to distract, not necessarily just like kill you. Okay, again, though, some of them definitely do. Okay, look. In this picture right here, you can easily see the poison gas. It's like all this big, like fog stuff. That's not fog, it's gas. All right. And Germany shows up with poison gas, and like France and England are just like popping over dead. They're like, what the heck? What's going on with us? Well, it's this gas. Now, by the way, it's pretty easy to figure out what Germany's doing. They just see the Germans wearing a whole bunch of gas masks. And they're like, oh, sneaky, sneaky. But here's a picture of some of these gas masks. I would think they look like bugs. You did not go anywhere in World War One without your gas mask. Like nowhere. Because you never knew where the gas was going to come. Guys, all gas didn't look like this. Some gases you didn't see coming. Okay, mustard gas is kind of gave like a yellowish thing. That's where the name comes from. Look at this picture. This is also one of the first big wars that had like wartime reporters. I always have kids who get mad. What is that person doing taking a picture instead of fighting? I'm so glad that they did. We have wartime reporters today and we don't think anything about it. This right here was taken probably by a wartime reporter. Okay. You have all these guys here, and you can see his little buggy. His little buggy mask. Look at this guy. He doesn't have a mask, and he's like, oh, look right here. You can see, like, look at that. That's gas. All that hazy, foggy stuff. Some of the gases cause you to choke. Like what they would do is your whatever your breathing tube, is it the larynx? I think it is. But your breathing tube, it would cause it to like close up. You know how I have asthma and I'm always like, oh, I can't breathe. That's what's happening. He's my there it is. Hold on. I can't tell if my hand's in the picture. My larynx, I think that's what it's called. My breathing tube starts doing this. And when I use my inhaler, it opens it back up. And that's what some of these gases do. That's probably what's happening to him. He can't breathe. He's like, ugh, right? It's really kind of sad because he probably didn't live. What the heck is that? Check this out. Doggy masks. Isn't that sad? Kind of cool, but sad, like that it was even needed. Guys, a whole lot of the deaths, especially in France, a whole lot of the deaths in France are going to end up being civilian deaths. And you're like, why does France have so many civilian deaths? Well, gas. The gas was into the cities. And when the gas would blow into the cities, well, people live there. So you also have like gas masks for your doggies. That is so sad. These are gas masks for little kids. Why aren't they in gas masks? I don't know. But look at that. Isn't that sad? It's kind of like today where you go to the grocery store with your little on. It's just sad. Oh, I thought I had a horse picture. I have a horse picture too somewhere. I don't know, somewhere. But yeah, animals are going to end up with gas masks. And really, truly, in the war, you didn't go anywhere without your gas mask close to you. It's not pretty, but look. Look what happened to this guy. Before, after. Hmm. Oh, the Germans are also going to come up with a new type of gun. This gun was kind of already in the works for a while. Um, we kind of had something like this in the Civil War, kind of with like the early Gatling guns and stuff, but we have the machine gun now. Okay. You know how in the past we would shoot and then you'd have to reload the gun and then shoot and then reload by sticking the gunpowder and stuff in? Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. You just and it like I don't know how to do a machine gun sound like uh, all the way across whoever you shoot. And these right here, if you look, it's on the ground. This is sitting down here on the ground. Okay. But anyway, it's sitting on the ground. Okay. And you would typically sit right here. I'll show you pictures in a minute with the guys, but you sit right here. And like you've seen these in movies where they hold on to it and their whole body moves because the whole thing is like shaking them. Like that. See? And they just go back and forth. Yeah? Do you hear Sophie? Sophie is she's barking. Okay, so anyway, here's another type of machine gun. And you see here these guys' gas masks. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. That's like Wally the tank. It literally looks like he has a face. Look at this. I just think he's adorable. That is officially the first British tank. Okay. Technically, it is the Germans who come up with the idea for the tank. Basically, their idea is take a car and armor the car. But their plans disappear. Where did the plans go? Can you imagine being the first group of Germans, like hunkered down in your trench? See, there's like a trench back here. hunker down in your trench, and then you feel the ground shake. You hear this crazy noise. Everything's running, like moving, and then you just see this tank go across your trench. That would trip me out, and I'd be so mad if it was my idea and they stole it. We don't know if some guy from Germany like sold it to England or if it was stolen. But regardless, the plans were German, but Germany didn't get to build the tank first because England got the plans and built it. Now, pretty quickly, they found out that this little cute Wally type what? This little cute Wally type tank didn't work so well. It's too boxy. If you look at tanks today, they're very kind of rounded because look at the terrain. Look at this. Going over that terrain, very boxy, they could tip. So they're going to get fixed real quick. And let me zoom out a little bit. You can always tell the difference between a British and a World War I, British and German tank. Oh man, it's a little picture. Because the German tanks, I'm sorry, it's little, so it's a little bit like blurry. The German tanks, this is German. That's a telltale sign right there. They're gonna stay fairly boxy. Okay. It is the Allied tanks, the British, the Americans, and the French tanks that are going to end up getting more rounded at first. By World War II, though, German tanks are rounded too. Here's just kind of showing you the inside of what one of the German tanks might look like. Okay, you got a lot of people. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Tanks are big, but 11 people in one close-knit little place? Ugh. I'm too like bubble for that. But this is what a tank might look like on the inside. Then we move to a more rounded style. You notice it's not as boxy, okay? And again, you see the terrain. Look at the ground, okay? And we're going down like this, I don't know, this hilly thing, all right? Being more rounded like that, it's going to be able to go over this kind of terrain a lot better, all right? So it's going to be really good for the landscape being rounded. Got a lot more pictures. I love this one. I love this one. It's so cute. Look. Germany tried like a one-man tank. You're like, that's not a tank. Yeah, it basically is. They didn't work so well though. They tipped over too easily. But isn't it cute still? I just have to show you because it's so cute. I love his little head like poking out of there. All right. The airplane. The airplane is invented by us, okay, the United States. The type of planes that they're using in World War I at this point are triplanes. Look, 1, 2, 3, or biplanes. Look, 1, 2. Try. I can't figure out where the camera is. Tri or biplanes. Either have 3 or 2. That being said, these planes, they're new. Guys, the war starts in 1914. The plane is like 1904 or something. Invented. So like, I think it's 07, 04. I don't remember. But anyway, these planes don't get high off the ground. Okay. Oh, let me zoom out. There we go. Oh man. I thought I had another picture of a plane. Well, guess not. Anyway, these planes don't get real high off the ground, and darn it, you can't see the people in it, but there's no cover on the people. So if they're not covered, they're just out in the open. Okay, they're like out in the air, their head sticks out. I know you've seen this in movies. The problem with that is you can't go too high or they can't breathe. So these planes could be shot down from the ground. It's actually the British, England, that uses the plane first in the war. But what they do is their pilots get cameras and look down, and they use the planes for reconnaissance, for spying, for taking pictures of what the other side is doing. The Germans see them and they're like, seriously, how do we not think of that? And then the Germans go, hey, let's put guns on that plane. No surprise. So eventually, England starts using them with the what's it called, with the reconnaissance spy missions, but eventually Germany's the one that's going to put the man, my brain is like not working. They're the ones that are going to put the guns on them and the bombs and all that good stuff. This guy is a pretty big deal guy. Okay, we simply call him the Red Baron. I feel like this is not right. Vroom. Okay. We simply call him the Red Baron. That was his call sign. And part of it is because of the kind of plane that he flew. That's his plane. Oh, it's a type of plane he flew. And he did have a biplane sometimes. In this picture here, you see a triplane, but sometimes there were just two. So this shows you really well right here where he's not covered with anything. He's just out in the open air. Okay. I'm probably, in fact, I'm going to because I like him. His name is Manfred von Richthofen. There's a name for you. He was German. And I am going to include underneath this video another video. If you want to watch it, cool. If not, don't worry about it. But it is all about him. He's a cool guy. Like he's German, so you're like, oh, he's bad. He's on the wrong side. Okay, whatever. But the Red Baron had more kills than anybody else. And he wasn't even like flying in the war the whole time. I can't remember the numbers, which is why you should watch the video. But when he was up in the air, the life expectancy of a British pilot went down like dramatically. And they give you numbers in the video. I just can't remember what it is. So I will like include it underneath this video because it's really cool. But this is the Baron Manfred von Richthofen. Again, we call him the Red Baron. Oops. He's one of Germany's ace air fighter plane whatever fighters. There we have a U-boat. In America, we would call it a submarine. You know what a submarine is? This big ship goes underwater. It uses torpedoes. Okay. Look at how small it is, honestly. Again, my little, it's not that I'm claustrophobic, but too many people, like that's just horrifying to me. I think I included, yeah, this picture right here that is showing you what a German submarine might look like back then. Oh my gosh, look at all these people. Ah! But anyway, and I don't do underwater either, so it just scares me to death. So anyway, this whole idea is just horrifying to me. But you go underwater and you see a boat and you torpedo it. Yeah. The British at first could not figure out what the heck was going on when their ships were like just getting blown up because there was no other ship around them. But it's because of these U-boats underneath. Oops, I thought I had another picture. Nope, I don't. So we have all these new weapons, yeah? People really did truly think that this war would be over like that in a heartbeat. Let me do this. They really did truly think that this war would be over really, really, really fast because all these cool new weapons. And who had these weapons? Germany and her allies. That means Germany and Austria. And other countries eventually, but at first. And so because of that, Germany and Austria are like, dude, this war will take like 2 seconds. The problem is England isn't stupid. Yeah. They see a dead German, they see a machine gun, and they pick it up and they take it to their factories and they say, hey, copy this. We need 1 million of them tomorrow. And so because of that, England's going to show up basically copying the German weapons. And so what's going to end up happening, unfortunately, is really all these weapons did was kill more people faster. And the deaths in World War I, you'll see it at the end of this, but the deaths are just staggering. And tell me again why we're fighting? Because somebody got shot? Huh. Is that really the issue? Okay. We will continue with some trench warfare right there tomorrow. Bye, guys.